Abdul here for Stretford, Paddock. Manchester United won, Newcastle United won. Manchester United pick up just 1 point at St James's Park. A very disappointing result. Again, no improvement from what we watched at Norwich, to be honest. Well, we managed to nick a result, and then obviously we've been away for, I think it is 16 days. We faced a team that's 19th in the table, I'm pretty sure now, Newcastle. And you only managed to pick up a point when you've seen Arsenal, capitalise on those games in hand. The likes of Spurs, again, in a similar situation to Arsenal. And the pressure's really on. And that's how we come out. That's how we perform. Now, first thing I want to highlight tactically from that game, I was quite disappointed in something. I really noticed that Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, I know both players have been out of form in recent time. But both of those players playing so deep, picking the ball up with the whole team ahead of them. Two of Manchester United's most productive players statistically. Say what you want to say about both of them. And they've been getting a lot of heat online recently, and rightly so. The performances today do warrant that, and what we've seen in some of the last couple of games. But when you got your two most effective and productive players statistically in the last 2 years in front of goal, whether it's creating, getting goals, the assists, everything, when those two are so far from goal, picking up the ball from our centre-backs with the whole team playing ahead of them, I just think that was one approach that was disappointing. Whether it was, maybe it was something the players sort of, when Newcastle was shutting up short, that one of them was trying to drop in and try and make something happen or whatever, but it just didn't sit right with me. And I think one of the things was the front two. I think if Rashford's going to play in this 4-2-2-2, in this narrow system, where you want your wide playmaker and a Bruno to come inside and create, you need a runner in the front two for Bruno to aim for. And the fact that Greenwood and Ronaldo were up there, I think it was quite stale. None of them were really quick enough off the mark to make that quick movement. Rashford was up there, and I thought in the Palace game, in Rangnick's first game, off the ball anyways, there was a couple of occasions where he was caught by Bruno and a couple of the other players. So I think if you are going to play Rashford in a situation like today, you don't play him in the wider positions, in the wide playmaker role sort of thing. You have to play him on the front two because we don't have an option of a runner. So even when he was out of form, Daniel James was sold in the summer, and as bad as he was at times at Manchester United, he was the only other runner in the team in terms of someone who's going to make that quick move. And I think as much as Eddie Cavani's movement today off the bench, brilliant, gets the goal, he hasn't got the legs, and he needs someone with him. That was just one thing I wanted to highlight before we break everything down. With Bruno, Rashford, I know they've been off form, and typically as fans we're going to react to that. But you got to remember, obviously, the 12 to 18 months previous to that, and sort of what we've seen from those players. So it's not something that we can take completely from it and just say this is it for them and they can't fit in this team and whatever. But I think maybe there needs to be some adjustment. When we look at this game, I think the 4-2-3-1 would have been more suited. I think we might need to adjust in-game. I would have liked that from Ralph Rangnick. Clearly too much of our productivity was too far from goal. Ronaldo wasn't getting the service, Greenwood wasn't getting the service, the movement wasn't right. And when you look at the Arsenal game, when you look at the Villarreal, Chelsea, and I'm talking about the Carrot games, I'm not saying the guys should have stayed or whatever, but when you look at those games where players were effective, where Sancho was effective, he was closer to goal. Again, Sancho, someone who should have started today, whether it was for Bruno, Rashford, Ronaldo, whoever of those players, I felt like he was the biggest spark for Manchester United in recent weeks, just before the short COVID break that Manchester United had. So he's someone that had to start. So as for Manchester United, I really, really feel like today was just a poor, dull performance. I would have liked Ralph to react in a better way in terms of maybe switching the shape rather than continuing that shape where it turned more into, we spoke to a Newcastle fan, Ethan, earlier, and he said it looked like a 4-2-4, and it did. It turned more into that, and I would have liked Bruno maybe through the middle, just off the striker, where he can be a bit more dangerous and can be closer to goal. And as bad as when he does play bad, and we've seen it in the past, he can pop up with a moment or two. So again, sometimes you need to adjust the system to get your players closer to the goal, to get your players to have those opportunities and get themselves back into games. And we didn't really see enough of that. And Eddie Cavani was the guy today for me. Come off the bench, the movement was great. Opened up for one shot where Jadon Sancho brilliantly found him, and then found the back of the net again. So props to him. And I don't know what the situation with him, with the whole contract and everything. He's someone that Manchester United need to try and keep till the end of the season, because I feel like he brings a different dynamic compared to other forwards. Tactically in general, other than talking about our forwards, I thought defensively, giving the ball away a bit too easily at times. Varane, obviously it was his first game back, but he made some good recoveries. Scott McTominay, at the start of the second half, to be honest, he was weirdly our most progressive player through the middle. I know you quite high up when you're in the Manchester United away, and then a lot of the time he would give and then receive it back. I know people are not big fans of him, and you know, they could say whatever they want in the comments, but for me in the second half he was actually demanding the ball, which is something I don't see enough of Scott McTominay. He was actually wanting the ball, then receiving it, then giving it, then looking for the next pass, and that's something that he's got to improve in his game, and I've seen actually in that Norwich game and today, and that's what's disappointing, because Scott McTominay don't rank him high up as one of the better Manchester United players, and he was sort of one just before coming off, whether it was injured or whatever, you know, he was sort of one actually wanting to get on the ball and make things happen. Manchester United players just seemed a bit frazzled, and they didn't really dedicate enough in that second half, and they seemed dead on their feet. But yeah, we've got to see it. Again, systems take a lot of time, and especially when the managers come through in the middle of the season, maybe the players just need that time, and we'll start seeing chances created in a better way. You know, maybe Manchester United and Ralph Rangnick just need to, you know, as the players in general and the manager, need to have a better understanding of what the manager needs, because there is quality in this Manchester United team, and obviously we don't want to completely overreact, because whatever manager you come in, we've seen Pep in his first season at City lose to, you know, like 4-0 to Everton and mad results like that. So it does take time, no matter what the quality what you have in the side, it can take time to adjust. But it was just disappointing the fact that there was no other system to turn to when what we had, and having these, you know, productive players too far from goal and not getting the opportunities, there was nothing that Ralph turned to, which I would have liked to see. But again, maybe it's just his way of drilling the style and the system into the players. And you guys let us know what you think in the comments. It's been a very tiring day here watching Manchester United let us down at St James's Park. Like I said, moving on, some of those players, maybe it's better for them to, you know, get a rest and then have maybe an opportunity to come off the bench and affect the game. I know with the whole COVID breaks and stuff, it does make it complicated, but it should give Manchester United an opportunity to work on patterns, to work on styles, to, you know, buy into what the manager's trying to make happen here at Manchester United, and we'll just have to see. But it is a poor result overall, and Manchester United really need to bounce back in the next couple of games. The top four race is looking very tight. Spurs, Arsenal, there were opportunities there to again just try and stick in around that and try and maybe even get ahead. And we've lost a big opportunity today, you know, coming to a side like Newcastle who lose St Maximin in the middle of the game, Callum Wilson, two of their best players, and you can't really capitalise. The players look dead on their feet, the energy was lacking at times in that second half. But yeah, you guys let me know, what was your analysis of that in the comments? What do you think? Was it down to the manager? What opportunities could have you know, come up where Ralph should have changed a thing or two in terms of the system and the shape? Was it the players? Who do you think should change in the next game? Should Jadon Sancho start? You guys let us know in the comments your thoughts, and we'll see you guys soon.